welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different, but I'm really excited to do it. I think it's just something that's really important, and I think it's also something that's close to my heart. I like to use my platform to inspire people as much as I can, just because I know growing up I went through a lot of difficult times, and so if I can help someone out and kind of ease that process for them, then that makes me really happy. So for those that don't know, my birthday is coming up, or maybe it's today, I'm not sure when I'm releasing this video, but my birthday is on May 26th. I'm turning 25 this year. Oh my gosh, I feel so old. I can't believe I'm turning 25. Like, where has time gone? Anyways, I thought I'd make this video to tell you guys 25 things that I've learned before the age of 25, and hopefully this is something that you guys can learn from as well. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet as much as possible because I know I can talk for ages. But before I get into it, I just want to say please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you like content like this, like if you don't want to see just makeup tutorials on my channel, because I do want to start trying to do different things and kind of branch out from makeup as well. So let me know in the comments if there's other types of videos that you want to see from me. Okay, now with all that being said, let's get started. So this list is in no particular order, like one is not more important than 25. I think they're all equally important. I tried to make this list so that it kind of makes sense in the order that I go in, so that the topics kind of relate to each other. But anyways, let me just get started. First on my list is follow your dreams. Now I feel like this is really important because not enough people follow their dreams. And when you follow your dreams, you follow something that you're passionate about. And when you're passionate about something, when this is something that you really want to do, you excel in it to another level. And I've noticed that myself, like when I got into this makeup career, the speed that I accelerated at was like insane compared to when I was working a corporate job. I just felt demotivated. I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I just like didn't want to do that particular thing. And then as soon as I put my effort into following my dreams, my life turned around. And there's a lot of times where people feel like, you know, it's not the right time to follow their dreams. It's not like, this isn't gonna work out, that's not gonna work out, they're not gonna do well in it. And I just want to say, just follow your dreams, because you'd be surprised as to how well you would actually do. That brings me into number 2, which is there's never a right time to do something, so just go ahead and do it. For me, when I first started into my makeup career, I was told by my dad, like, this is not the right time to do it. Like, you should, you know, do this on this side and work on this side and build yourself up a little bit before you dive into it full time. And then when you're a little bit older and you have more money saved up, then you can do it full time. And my thing to that was like, no, this is the right time for me to do it, because if I don't do it now, then I'm gonna have an excuse later on in the future not to do it then, because something's gonna come up then. I'm gonna have a mortgage, or I'm gonna get married, or I'm gonna have kids, and I have other responsibilities. Do things now, because otherwise you're never gonna end up doing them. I also find that a lot of people are like, I don't feel like I'm perfect at what I'm gonna do, so I don't want to do it yet. It's just not the right time. And you're never gonna be perfect at what you do. Everything's a learning process. You're only gonna get better the more you do something, so just dive right into it. And in relation to that, I think you should start things young, because at that point you have the energy to hustle. You don't have any major responsibilities. Like, start stuff like right after you get out of university, or even while you're in university or in high school, whatever it is, start things young, because that's when you have all this energy to work hard and you don't have any responsibilities holding you back. Number 3 is set goals and work towards them. Write them down, make a vision board, do something, say them out loud, say them to people, and constantly remind yourself of these goals, because that's the only way you'll work towards them, especially if you have it right in front of you, if you've written it down, or if you've created a vision board. It constantly reminds you of the things that you want to work towards. Also set 2 different types of goals, short-term and long-term. So think about where you want to be 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, and then also think about what you want to accomplish by the end of this week. I think having long-term goals is important, and I think that's what a lot of people kind of work towards, and those are the goals they automatically set, but they don't set enough short-term goals for themselves about like what they want to accomplish within like the week or within the month or by tomorrow. And those are just as important because those are small wins, and all those small wins add up and they kind of work towards your long-term goals, and it makes you feel better about yourself too, that you've like, you know, accomplished all these things, because they do add up. And I think when you only have long-term goals, you kind of get sidetracked and feel like, you know, you're not doing enough, or you're not where you want to be, or whatever it is. And you don't always take into consideration all the little things that you've done that were wins. So yeah, it's important to do both short-term and long-term. Number 4 is don't be afraid to take a step back in order to move forward. And I think this one is extremely important because a lot of people are afraid to do this. A lot of people are afraid to downgrade in order to upgrade. And sometimes that's what's necessary. For example, when I wanted to do makeup as my full-time career, I knew I'd be taking a huge pay cut. I wouldn't have that safety net of like guaranteed income every 2 weeks. You know, I wouldn't be able to spend money the way I wanted to. All the money that I would be making would have to go back into my business, and you know, I couldn't live a luxurious life that I wanted to. For me to take that step back allowed me to focus on my business properly and achieve the things that I wanted to achieve and put the time in to what I wanted to do properly. And now I feel like I've gotten way further than I would have ever been in my life if I hadn't taken that step back. It's okay to spend less money. It's okay not to pay yourself. It's okay to downgrade from a bigger house to a smaller house. If that's what makes sense, then do it, because I promise you, struggling through that little bit of where you have to downgrade yourself will really help you in the future. Number 5, I would have to say, is hustle hard. I don't think people realize how hard I work, how much I work, and sometimes that's just what you gotta do to get to where you wanna be. I feel like these days a lot of people want instant gratification, especially because you can get so many things in like the blink of an eye, but that's not how the world works. Like, you need to work hard to get to where you want to be. Things aren't going to happen overnight. It'll take years and years and years to develop yourself. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just keep working hard and really chase after your dreams. You have to build a solid foundation before you reach any type of success, before you start seeing any type of return on your investments. Number 6 is don't let other people's fears stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Now, when I first started out in my makeup career, my parents weren't the most supportive. They just like didn't think I would do well, and I think it was their own fear. It's not that they weren't supportive because they just thought I was dumb or like not capable or whatever, but it was the fear that like I would fail and seeing me hurt, and they didn't want to see me do that. And for me, it was like I really believed in myself, and you have to believe in yourself and go for what you want to go for, because other people will try to instill these fears on you, and it's not always true. Like, you have to believe in yourself and your capabilities and know that you can do what you want to do. Because if you let these fears get to you, other people's fears get to you, then it's just going to destroy what you want to do, and it's going to stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. So just believe in yourself wholeheartedly and don't listen to other people's fears, because it's not going to help you in any way. It just shows that they might not be capable of doing something, not necessarily that you're not capable of doing something. Number 7 is keep an open mind. Now, sometimes in life you're going to be presented with opportunities that you're not 100% sure about. You don't really know if you should try it or not, and I always say just try it. You never know if you're going to end up liking it or not. I think automatically we default to trying to protect ourselves, and so when we are presented with a new opportunity, we don't always want to do it because it's not something that we thought of, and it's not something that, it's something that might just be like sprung upon you, and it might just be all of a sudden, and it might be too much for you to take in. But keep an open mind, because you never know if that's something that you'll end up liking and if that's something that'll end up changing your life. Now, number 8 relates to number 7, and that is step out of your comfort zone. And this is more towards things that are things that you want to do, but you just haven't had the balls to do it. For example, let's say you've always wanted to talk to this guy or talk to this girl and you've just never had the courage to go do it because it makes you uncomfortable. Just do it. You don't know if this will change your life. I personally feel like nothing life-changing will happen in your comfort zone. It's called a comfort zone for a reason. You'll just forever stay comfortable. And if that's something you're cool with, then fine. But I can promise you, you'll be exposed to a whole new world when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And the more uncomfortable situations you put yourself in, the better you'll be at being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. So when new opportunities come your way or when you're in an uncomfortable situation, you'll feel okay. Number 9 is one that I really want to stress, and that is from failure comes success. You have to fail in order to become successful. That's how you learn. And everyone that is successful has failed multiple times over and over again. Don't let failure stop you. Just use it as a motivator to keep doing better, to keep going, to try even harder, and to learn from your mistakes. Chances are you're never gonna get things on the first try, so you're gonna have to keep going. And for the people that just stop after failing one time, those are the people that never become successful. Number 10 is always keep learning. You're never gonna know everything, so learn from other people around you. You're never gonna be perfect at your craft, so keep learning to improve your skills. It's the only way you're gonna get better, the only way you're gonna become more successful. And don't be afraid to ask other people for help and to learn from them. You can't make all the mistakes yourself. So, you know, learn from other people's mistakes and just keep an open mind and keep building your knowledge. The more knowledge you have, you know, the more you can do. Number 11 relates to number 10 again, and that is share your knowledge. Just as much as you want to learn from other people will want to learn from you too, and share that knowledge. Don't be afraid to. You know, helping each other out is what life is all about. Just like you can't make all the mistakes, other people can't make all the mistakes that you've made too. So share your knowledge and help other people grow too. I promise you, it's good karma and it'll come back to you, and when you need help, people will be there to help you as well. Number 12 is surround yourself with like-minded people. I cannot stress how important this is. You are the people that you hang out with or surround yourself with. If they're bumming around, chances are most likely that you're gonna wanna bum around too. But if they're motivated and determined and, you know, have set goals that are similar to yours, you guys are going to help each other work towards these goals and better each other. So surround yourself with people who are gonna better you. 13 is don't forget the people who helped you get to where you are today. Those are the most important people. Even if you don't keep in touch with them, if they somehow come back into your life and need help, help them. Don't be too busy for them, because they're the ones that made you who you are, and they're the ones that believed in you from the beginning. So, you know, you don't want to take that for granted, and you want to return that favor and always keep them in mind. 14 is don't be afraid to let go of intoxicating people or people that hold you back. This is super important. Just like you need to surround yourself with like-minded people, you need to remove all those things that are intoxicating to your life. The people that you feel like don't have dreams or don't have goals or don't, you know, believe in you or just always put you down. Just get rid of those people. As much as you might love them, depending on who they are. Like, for example, if you have a boyfriend who is amazing to you, but, you know, has no goals in life, like doesn't work, doesn't want to do anything, just sits around and plays video games all day or something like that, although he treats you right emotionally, he's not benefiting you in any way. And as much as you may love him, he is not good for you. So you gotta let that person go unless they're willing to change, which most of the time they aren't. Just let them go, because although it might be hard at the time, I promise you, you'll see a world of a difference in your life, and you'll be so much more focused on what you need to be focused on. Number 15 is always be yourself. This is so insanely important. we live in this world of like social media where you always have to post your best, or you have to be a certain way, you have to act a certain way, and I feel like sometimes we get so lost in that we forget to be ourselves. And I promise you, the more that you're yourself, the further you'll get in your life, because you'll come off as genuine, and people really appreciate that. People really appreciate things that are genuine, because there's so many fake things in this world that you don't need to be one of them. 16 is haters gonna hate. So pay no mind to them. You're always gonna have people that hate you or don't agree with what you do, and you're just never gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and that's life. Don't stress about it. You're not gonna please everyone, and that's okay. Don't pay mind to these negative Nancys. Pay attention to the people who uplift you and give you positive vibes, because that's all you need in your life. People will always have something negative to say, and if that's what they want to say, if that's what they want to spend their energy on, then that's their problem, and let it be their problem. To hate someone that you don't even know, or maybe even hate someone you do know, you know, you're just wasting your time doing that. When you could be using all this energy and all this time to be doing something more productive. 17 is something that I kind of learned the hard way, and this is take time to take care of yourself. This is something sometimes I feel like I don't do enough of, and it hit me really, really hard this year. At the beginning of this year, like from, I would say even end of last year, so like December to about April this year, I struggled really, really hard. I was overworking myself. I just wasn't giving myself a break. I wasn't taking time to heal myself and take care of myself. And I just got really sick. I was going through so many health problems. I just was so unhappy. I was really depressed. You know, and I just felt like nothing was going right. And you need to take the time to take care of yourself mentally and physically to make sure that you can keep going in life. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to feel exhausted sometimes. You don't need to be a machine at all times. 18 is don't compare yourself to others. Everything happens at your own time, at your own pace. Just believe in the process. Again, we live in this age of social media where it's so easy to keep up with what other people are doing, and it's so easy to be like, wow, she has this, wow, he has that, and I don't have that yet, and that just kind of sucks, and why is my life not like that? And I promise you, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens at your own time. You're not late, you're not early, you're right on time for your life. So don't compare yourself to others. You're doing fine, and just keep focusing on yourself. Which brings me into 19, which is being jealous will get you nowhere. Jealousy is probably one of the worst traits that you can have. I feel like when you're jealous, you fixate on being jealous so much that you don't focus on what you need to focus on, and that's yourself, and that's bettering yourself and doing what you need to do to improve and become successful. Don't be jealous. Like, if there's something that someone has and you want, or you feel like, wow, she has it and I don't use it as like a she doesn't deserve that. Use it as a motivator. Like, if she has it, I can get it too. Why can't I? Because again, the more you're jealous, the more negative energy you're spending and wasting on doing that instead of improving yourself and getting to where you want to be. 20 is always be good to people. You never know what someone is going through, so just be kind. And honestly, karma's a bitch. So if you're good to people, karma will come back and good things will happen to you. But if you're an asshole to someone, or if you just like do things out of like hate or out of evil intentions, karma will come back to you and bite you in the ass. And if you don't like someone, that's fine. We're all allowed to not like people. It happens. There's people that you just don't get along with. Don't be like spiteful towards them, or don't like do bad thing towards them. Just distance yourself from them. There's no need to interact with those type of people if you don't like them, and you know, put all this negative energy towards them. It just doesn't help you in any way. And when you're being good to people, do it wholeheartedly and like genuinely. Don't just do it because you expect something in return. That's not how it works. I promise you, karma works in great ways. So if you're good to other people, it'll come back to you in whichever way possible. Like, it may not be directly through the person that you're helping or being good to, but it'll come back to you through something else. Don't even worry, just let the universe handle that. Just be genuine and do things from the goodness of your heart. 21 is what's on the inside definitely matters way more than what's on the outside. I know girls that have gotten really caught up in the way they look and they feel like they deserve this and they deserve that and like royal treatment just because they're beautiful. And don't let that get to you. Like, don't let your looks get to you. If you feel beautiful and if you feel confident and you know you look good, great. Like, that's a good thing to be confident about. But don't let that define who you are, because when you get older, your looks are gonna fade, but what's inside of you is what counts. And the way you treat other people and, you know, your intelligence and your personality and all those things that are inside of you that you can't physically see is what people are going to remember and appreciate you for, not just because you're smoking hot. 22, and this one is something that's really close to my heart, is experiences trump material things. I used to have a friend who was all about material things, and she would just spend money that she didn't even have just to look good, just to say that she had, like, I don't know, whatever, a Chanel bag or a Gucci whatever belt or whatever the freaking case was. And she was just spending all this money, and it was just like, why? Like, for what purpose? What do you need these materials? Like, what does this show, and why does that make you better than anyone else? Now, if you have the money and you want to spend it on that because you have like this excess disposable income that, you know, is just lying around and you want to treat yourself, by all means, go ahead. But if you feel like, you know, you don't have the money for that, don't feel pressured to go buy these materialistic things because it's not necessary. You know, choose wisely and don't feel like you always need materialistic things to look successful. Experiences really do trump materialistic things. 23 is don't bottle up your feelings. It is important to express yourself, to let your feelings out, because the more you bottle it up inside, the more resentment that builds, and one day you're just gonna explode, and you don't want that to happen. You need to talk about your feelings, whether you're a girl or a guy, and I think this message is especially important to guys because we always suppress them from talking about their feelings, and that shouldn't be the case. Like, I feel like everyone should be able to express themselves. Say that you're sad, say that you're happy, say that you're nervous or worried. If you need to cry, cry. Let it out, because the more you keep it inside, the more it'll build up and it just won't be good for your mental health. So the second last one, 24, is choose your battles wisely and know when to stand up for yourself. There's times where you just need to let things go and let things be. It's not worth fighting for. It's not worth your energy. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Just let it go and let life take its course. But also, on the other hand, know when it's right to fight. Know when it's right to fight for yourself, because no one else is gonna stand up for you as much as you are. And I've seen this a lot with my friends where they don't speak up for themselves sometimes, and at the end of the day, they just feel really unhappy with their decision or unhappy with what happened, and it's just because they were trying to please everyone else around them. And it's okay sometimes to be selfish and to want to stand up for yourself and to want what you want. So just make sure you figure out what's worth fighting for and what's worth letting go. And last but not least, I'm going to end with follow your intuition. You probably know the answer before you even realize it. Just follow your gut feeling. Sometimes you're not gonna have the answer to everything, and you just have to follow your intuition, and it will take you places, I promise you. And sometimes it might not always be the best decision, but it happened for a reason, and you need to just let life take its course. But yeah, follow your intuition. You're a lot smarter than you think you are. Your mind knows a lot more than you think it does, so just let it be. Anyways, guys, that was 25 things I learned by the age of 25. I hope this inspired you guys, helped you guys, kind of gave you guys some food for thought. And if you guys have any questions, comments, want to see any type of particular videos from me, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.